Ho, ho, ho. Hey. Welcome to my closet. This is Fernando, aka Frodo, or Frodo, aka Fernando. Today's video, we are going to talk about the ICE operation in Chicago. They call it Midway Blitz. I think this is, I saw some posts about like why they did it, why President Trump prioritized Chicago. It's because I think there was a lady that got killed or car accident by a illegal. Anyway, so the ICE operation actually started yesterday. Today is Tuesday now here in Illinois. So, and it's all over the news, all over my feed, Facebook and all that. You know, they're making it sound like it's a catastrophic thing that ever happens in Chicago. Even the news, it says Chicago braces for more ICE raids as immigration enforcement intensifies. The media is actually blowing this down. Everything's out of proportion, right? Because, you know, even Biden, even Obama's administration, they've been arresting, deporting people. Actually, Bill Clinton had over, I think, in double digits, millions of double digits. He deported. Trump right now, it's about like maybe 2 million or something like that, counting. Obama did 4 million. You can look that up. So this now, it's like the news and all that, and it's reporting it just like they're in the middle of, you know, Afghanistan or something. And of course, you know, the left and the misinformed people, you know, they act based on their emotion. So they're saying, oh my goodness, they are just grabbing people left and right. As a matter of fact, there was a, you know, post, and I've been having a discussion and a post on Facebook, calling me out and saying that how dare me sell out my kind or brown people. And you know, they come into my Facebook profile and tag me there. So, you know, and that's one lady actually on Facebook that had to remind her, she was black, and she said that they're picking up, you know, people that because my name is Fernando, and she thought I speak Spanish. So she said that they're picking up people that speak Spanish because the Supreme Court is letting them do that. And I was like, when are they doing that? Show me an article that's saying that they are picking up people based on their language or based on how they look. You know what I mean? And she just gave me a link of a article saying that Supreme Court, goes to the California, where the Supreme Court sided with Trump and all that, and that they can, you know, go in that state in California to do, you know, to do what they need to be done. Like, you know, people on the list, the people that came here illegally with criminal records and all of that. So they are deporting people. That's supposed to be, you know, that's like I said, that's not new. That is not new, but she just gave me that article, and I just kind of called her out on it. And it's like, that doesn't show me anything that the ICE is picking up people based on their language. All right. Anyway, so this again, they're showing it just like, you know, this is the guy's in the middle of, I don't know where part of Broadview, like maybe part of Chicago, but let's take a look at the news, what they're saying.
Noon to both of you. A steady stream of people showing up here to the ICE processing center in West Suburban Broadview, including a family we talked with off camera. They told me that they are from China, asked to be here by immigration officials. They had some papers in their hand,
really,
and were able to leave about a half hour later. Outside the ICE detention facility.
Okay, this is the ICE detention facility in Chicago. So they have to board it up, all those glass windows and door. Because they're afraid that the protesters, the left-leaning Antifas and anti-Trump and anti whatever you want to call them, agitators, they're going to come in there and bust that thing. The reason why they haven't done that is because there's nothing really valuable inside that they can loot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so they have to board it off. Just some, precautionary steps that they have to do.
In West Suburban Broadview, a uniformed private security person is the one who's coming out to talk with these folks.
Okay, so on this video, you see the officials with the mask on. Love that it's a back to blue kind of thing. And a lot of people is screaming, it's like, why did I have to wear a mask? They don't understand that there's anarchists out there that they out for blood for cops. Because once they identify these people, they're going to go to their houses and, I don't know. They just, I don't know what they, I mean, there's some people, really crazy crazy people out there. But that's why they're concealing their identity. And then they're saying that, oh, that's just like Gestapo. Just like, they're the real criminals because they're covering their faces, which is nonsense.
The person does not seem to be part of any federal agency. His shirt says Paris Inc. on it, which is a private security firm based outside of D.C.
So it is, even him, he's taking the precautionary steps to cover his face because people is going to probably associate him with the, being the federal agent. So he had to cover his face. Yeah, I understand that. Same reason with the criminals, why they covering their face, because they don't want to be recognized.
With an office here in Chicago. The sign outside the barbed wire fence says government vehicles only. Officially, this is run by ICE's Chicago field office. We still don't have a clear answer on which agencies, though, were involved in the detention of a street vendor in Archer Heights yesterday. The man was selling flowers, and he's well known in that area.
So this is the thing I see down the post, too. They don't even know what the heck is going on and why they arrested this guy. So they kind of paint this up like, he's a good guy that has no record and it just happened to be brown and happen to be Hispanic. So that's why ICE picked him up. That's kind of a narrative they're trying to paint in here. Not knowing that maybe he has a record. You know what I mean? I mean, if he's here illegally in the United States and that's against the law. It's in the law. It's written. That's why the law is there. So we have, to follow them. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on with that one.
The alderwoman for Chicago's 14th Ward confirming that agents detained at least 5 people in that raid. One of those agents had a gold pin with a likeness of Donald Trump's face.
Yeah. So this is, I think I saw that one going around on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok too. Like that little pin right there. I do have a pin like that. I don't know what I put him though. I think it's, yeah, I do have a pin like that. Those are cheap.
What do we do? On Saturday, a massive protest in Chicago, and today another demonstration at Daily.
Yeah, so the massive protests that came from all over the place. I think it's all over the nations. So a lot of them came from, you call it liberal cities like Milwaukee, Seattle, and all that. So they were flown there, and they traveled to Chicago. Because whenever they hear that the ICE raid is going to be happening, they mobilize their people. They of course there's some funding behind that, and I mean there's group behind that, billionaires behind that. So they are funding this people, and a lot of these people are just bystanders that don't know what's going on. But those people who are involved, like the speakers, the organizers, they're getting paid for that. They're getting paid for that.
Plaza, where faith leaders are denouncing the way ICE is carrying out the raids.
We will not cower before his fear, falsehood, and federal force. Right. Yeah. Chicago does not need militarization. Chicago needs mobilization for.
Yeah, so she doesn't really speak for Chicagoans people. I don't know if she's really from Chicago, but there's a lot of videos out there too that, Chicago people are speaking up that they want, their street cleaned up. They want the gang related killings to stop. They want, they want peace. They want, so, and they acknowledge that. Even, Pritzkers and Johnson and all, they acknowledge that that is a problem. But the thing is, they don't want help from Trump, mind you, because Trump is a Republican and he is against, the Democrats, especially the far left Democrat like Johnson's in Chicago. So they don't want that. So, they have these people gathering, rallying, and, and that's their freedom and everything, so yeah, so they have everyone in there, even like I said, I don't know if she's really citizens of Chicago, but that's not the point. The point is, they have people on their side and getting paid. I'm pretty sure she's getting paid. She has a megaphone.
Justice. Chicago does not need cages. Chicago needs care, community, and compassion.
Okay.
Over the weekend, News Nation cameras captured at least 6 people. Detainees were presuming being dropped off here, processed, and then taken away in a white van. We have not yet seen what Donald Trump has promised online, which is a deployment of National Guard troops into the city of Chicago.
He did not promise that. You know why he's saying that? It's because first of all, he's, trying to ruffle the feathers of this, Brandon Johnson especially, to do his job, to do what it's, to protect the citizens. Because otherwise he will step on that thing. But you don't, just like what he did in, D.C., so better get your act together because, yeah, the federal is going to come in, if you don't fix that, crime-ridden city of Chicago.
We'll have much more on this, the rally in Daley Plaza and what we are seeing here at the processing center coming up for you on the news starting at 4 o'clock. For now, we are live in Broadview. Sean Lewis, WGN News. All right.
So WGN is no Republican or conservative. So even them, they're trying to be, they're trying to assess the whole situations, So, but, like I said, the Midway Blitz has started yesterday, and there's a lot of people being flown to counter-protest that in Chicago as we speak. You're gonna, I hope that that would help the, getting rid of all the criminals on the street, especially those people that are not supposed to be in the United States or jump the border, but anyway, so, all right. So that's it. If you'd like to comment about what's going on, feel free to do so. And if you don't like my video, that's cool too. Thank you for visiting. But keep it here, okay? Keep it here. Hasta la vista.